Another project I like to do is some little cookies. These are decorative. It's fun for the kids to make, and it's something that goes pretty fast. This is made from rows of Sharon dye, so it's an applique dye, but I use it to make cookies. And I have the studio cutter, but you know, there are dyes for the other cutters. So I'm using heavier thread again. I think this is a crochet, but I get a lot of donations and I shop secondhand. And we have just a wide variety of cookie possibilities from this die. And I just have the kids choose what they want. These are my samples. I'm going to sew another sample with you today. And it just gives them, and if they want it, if they ask me and say, you know, can I cut it and make a different thing, the answer is yes. So I like the heavier thread. They can do something like an overcast stitch, they can do a running stitch, they can be creative. You could do a blanket stitch. I actually struggle with the blanket stitch, so I'm not going to do it today. But just a little bit of an overcast stitch. It doesn't have to be super fancy. We're going for, you know, a desire to sew and a nice project to do that makes them want to come back and do it again. This could be a little pin cushion if you stuffed it hard enough, but I just makes a nice little cookie. Oops. Made that a little bit far, but I mean, when I put it back in there, you can't even tell. Makes a nice stitch. It's a project that doesn't require a lot of skill, and it's just fun to have something to take home and show for the day. And sometimes I have kids in the class who are really prolific, and sometimes it works to have them working on something on the side, and they can make more than one. And this is fleece, not felt, but it would work with felt too. I picked up some thin pieces of fleece from Marketplace. So they were all about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches wide. So somebody was making something else. But it worked for me and my purposes, just to get some color for fun. So I've got my decoration on the front done. So now I've got my back of the cookie. And since that's on the inside, I can do a running stitch. I'm not going to stuff this. I put a little bit of stuffing in it just to give it a little bit of squish. You don't have to. I think it could work without it. And I don't know exactly where I got the idea from this, probably Pinterest. And then I chose to use my Rose of Sharon cutter because it made it easier. I have had as many as 27 kids in my classes, and this gives the opportunity to have a project that they can enjoy And I had the cutter already from using it for my other things. You could do it just with circles. You could make chocolate chip cookies. You could just make a nice little round cookie. You could have the kids cut out their own decorations to put on their cookies. If you had little, I like to use manila file folders for patterns on small things because it's has enough body to it that it doesn't wrinkle easily. It can be used multiple times. So I'm getting closer to closing it off. So we're just going to stick a little bit of stuffing in there to give it a little bit of floof. Oh, and that's probably too much. That'll work. Oh no, am I gonna make it? Okay, let's go on the inside here. Because I like, oh, and I'm gonna have to, because I waited this far, I'm gonna have to tie it like a tennis shoe. So just 2 knots, and that should be enough. It's not in a high pressure area. And then I will tuck it in a little bit, and we have an adorable little cookie to enjoy. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. If you'd like to see more hand sewing projects, please subscribe. Thank you for stopping by.